Having addressed your emotive messaging and your demand positioning, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the other 2 videos that are linked in the workbook. How do you actually turn this into customers and money in the bank? Your messaging, your positioning are vitally, vitally important, but you also need an effective way to deliver that communication out to your audience. You need an efficient way to deliver it more clearly, more frequently to more people, because the best messaging in the world isn't going to convert anybody if nobody reads it, right? That makes sense. So we need to summon the souls. We need to give them a strong dose of your unique and brilliant medicine, and we need a strategy for taking their money, a conversion strategy that meets both the people who are ready now, ready to pay you now and want to give you their money, and also nurtures and loves and takes on a journey, a customer journey, the people who need a little bit longer. If any of these pieces are missing, you're leaving money on the table. In fact, if you take away any one of these elements, the machine just stops working. It looks like nothing is happening. And that's why I refer to it as an ecosystem. It has a number of discrete elements which interplay, and it's finely balanced. If you overcomplicate it, it won't work. If you oversimplify it, likewise, it just kind of grinds to a halt and it looks like nothing is happening. So for the next little while, I'm going to share what my version of a beautiful marketing and sales ecosystem looks like, and how it creates a consistent flow of hot leads into your business so that you can sign more clients without having to spend any more time on marketing than you already are. You do not need to work harder. So before I dive in, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Anna Bellissima. I am a marketing witch and strategy dominatrix, and I am a creator of potential and possibility in your business if you choose to avail yourself of it. I've helped hundreds of online experts, healers, teachers, coaches, consultants to sign more and higher value clients without having to relentlessly create content and reels and being on social media from dawn till dusk. Now, you are in business, so this is not brand new information to you. You know, I'm sure, about funnels and email marketing and offer creation and sales copy, but what is new is how we approach it in a holistic and integrated way. We approach it in the most energy and resource efficient way possible, congruent to the stage you are at in your business, and set in place a repeatable ritual for sales, some activities that you can do every month or every 6 weeks to add fuel to the fire and close those clients. Now, I know some of you are thinking this sounds just too good to be true, that marketing is hard work, it's relentless, it's difficult, it's frustrating. And it's true, it is those things if you are not following a system. And if you haven't done the work of the previous 2 videos on your memorable emotive messaging and your demand positioning. But again, there is a system. There are strategies and tactics that anyone can execute to create hot leads for their business. You don't need thousands. You don't need thousands and thousands of hot leads. If your offer is priced profitably, you probably only need a handful of people. And there is nothing that you can say to convince me that this is not attainable for you. You have brains in your head. You have smarts and drive and commitment and a can-do problem-solving attitude, and you absolutely can do this, especially with the right support. So let's put together your 90-day marketing strategy right now. Let's plan out your marketing ecosystem. Number 1, audience growth. If your business isn't growing, there's a fairly good chance that your audience isn't growing either. Unless, of course, you're doing the audience growth piece, but not making offers, which we will come to, but let's work through this chronologically. So if your business isn't growing, check and see if your audience is growing. The question is, where will you go to find more people who look like your clients, and how will you get their attention? Where are you going to find traffic? This is about finding a mass of people. Where is there a mass of people on the internet? Social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, SEO, Pinterest, LinkedIn. All of these can be addressed organically, and after a while, for most of you, you are going to be using ads and organic growth, because ultimately you can grow a lot faster by investing a little bit of money in it than you can by investing a lot of time and energetic resource into it. And then the next question, when we know where we're going to find this traffic, is what is going to be the thing you offer these people? What do I mean by an offer? Something you want in exchange for something they want. You want their email address, their follow, their subscription, their connection request, whatever it is, and what are you going to offer them in return? So that could be a Facebook group, a free recorded training, a sales page, a sign-up page. What is going to be the thing that you give them? A newsletter on a topic they're interested in, a PDF, an audio. We all know what effective and good lead magnets look like. Okay, so we've talked about how to grow an audience. The second thing we need to have is a customer journey. Once we have a new person in our world, what are we going to do with them? How do we take their money if they're ready? And if they're not ready immediately, then what? And this is the piece I most often see falling down with people who come to work with me. That there isn't a thought through strategic plan for how to move someone from new to your world to paying client in the rapidest possible speed that is right for your client. You both have needs. They have needs for how long they take to make a decision. People operate in different ways. We have early adopters who are ready like that, and we have people who love to mull and think and feel super, super comfortable before they move. But you have needs too. Your business needs cash flow and you have bills to pay. So what other points of nurture does somebody need in order to be drawn closer and learn more and more about your work? They've had their interest piqued. You've offered them something in exchange for their ongoing attention. And how are you going to actually honor that prize, that gift of their attention, by giving them what they want? It's important to remember that when somebody joins your world, they want to know more. They want ways to engage with you and your work. I refer to this as the golden window, and it's the time when there is a positive cognitive bias towards your work. Don't miss that opportunity. It's important to remember that when somebody joins your world, they want to know more. They want other ways to engage with your work. I refer to this brief window of time as the golden window, and it's a short period of time after somebody first joins your audience, during which time they are positively predisposed. They have a bias toward you and your work. So take advantage of that phenomenon and plan out what a customer journey might look like. And it's important to note that there is probably going to be more than one. There are going to be multiple nurture points. So there could be your email sequence, a Facebook group, there could be live events, there could be recorded teachings that you offer people. How can you strategize both to take the money of the people who are ready to buy now and love on and prepare the others to become customers? Demand for your work. Does that mean that you just ignore the people who aren't ready now? Of course not. You love them and trust them to buy as soon as they have the resources they need, whether that's the money, the time, the confidence, the self-management to implement what it is that you're teaching. Of course, you are not going to ignore the people who aren't ready to buy immediately. And then the third part that every marketing ecosystem absolutely must have is a conversion process. Now, strictly speaking, this falls outside of the scope of marketing, but a lot of people conflate marketing and sales, and I'm including it here because if you're not signing a lot of clients, and we have talked about the holy grail of inbound leads, and unless you have a very, very big audience, the number of people who spontaneously drop into your email or your DMs and ask how to work with you may never be a large enough number to meet your goals. Even as you grow, you may never have enough inbound inquiries to grow at the rate you wish to grow, because of course as your business grows, so do your targets, right? So every single business needs an outbound sales strategy. If you are not actively asking for the sale, you are leaving thousands of pounds, thousands of dollars on the table. I promise you. There are people in your audience right now, today, who are super, super interested in working with you, but You haven't asked them. They don't know what your offers are. They don't know what they cost. They don't know if it's right for them because you're not telling them and you're not asking them, hey, are you in? So what does this look like? What does the conversion process look like in your marketing strategy? It looks like a core offer or methodology that you talk about regularly and frequently as part of your marketing. You need to make those offer posts. You need to pitch the sale. A lead generation strategy to get people to raise their hand and say they're interested in what you're selling. So that looks like social content, live events like this one, lots of ways to get people to indicate that they're into you, that they're into your work. And you need an outbound strategy to initiate contact with people who you have vetted and determined to be a good fit for your work. A conversion strategy. Are you going to send people to a sales page? Will you have a basic Google document that you can send out or a PDF you can send out? Are you going to get on sales calls? Are you going to close your sales in the DMs? Are you going to absent yourself from that process and just let people go to a sales page and decide or not to buy from there? There are lots and lots of considerations based on you, your personal preferences, your resources, the time you have available, the offer, the pricing, the audience. But generally speaking, the higher the cost relative to your audience and your brand, the more energetic input from you is appropriate. Okay, as a bonus point, a bonus strategy, a seamless onboarding. If you know that signing a client is kind of painful with contracts, setting up payment links, giving them access to materials or groups, if all of that is kind of difficult and clumsy and time consuming, that will create some energetic resistance for you in selling. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't have to be seamless from the very beginning. But basically, all the time, you are improving the way you deliver everything, including the results you help your clients get. You're making it all like better and easier and more efficient and smoother. There are two things to focus on as a business owner. I tell my clients only two. Everything else is a distraction. Getting better results for your clients and getting better at your marketing. Now, any reason that you might be giving yourself for why this is impossible for you is bullshit, and you know it. This is 100% achievable for anyone with their head in the game, determined to move strategically, systematically, consistently, adaptively. As a business owner yourself, you are constantly evolving, and the person your business requires to show up constantly evolves, and so does your offer, your audience, your strategy, your support, your methodology. You can change any of these things, and it will take you in a completely new trajectory. Sometimes it really just is a case of deciding differently. Sounds easy, doesn't it? So to summarize the components of your marketing ecosystem: traffic and audience growth. Where are you going to find people and how are you going to get their attention? Customer journey, how you can quickly and efficiently educate people about your work so that the only people who stick around are people who are interested in working with you. We are not interested in building an audience of people who are never going to buy. And the conversion strategy, what you offer, when and how, so that you can take the money of the 2 or 3% of people in joining your world who are ready to buy straight away, and you cultivate your relationship with the rest of them. Okay, so much we could talk about, so much I could share that's specific to your business and preferences, but I hope you can see how these pieces fit together to build an audience of people who are really good fit potential buyers, and how this increases the base level of demand that exists in your audience, and how you can strategize to increase that base level of demand over the long term, as well as boost it at specific points in the month or the year when you want to tickle the energy, create more buzz, and create more sales. Building out the marketing ecosystem bespoke to your business is one of the things we do in the demand system. We work on your emotional messaging, how we make people move. We work on your demand positioning, how we can use positioning to decide and determine how people think about and interact with your business. And we use the Goldilocks marketing ecosystem. Talked about it today. The actual marketing assets and actions that deliver your messaging and positioning to the largest number of people as clearly and as frequently as possible. if you want to be in demand, if you want more hot leads, if you want more inbound leads, more confidence with your sales process, more clients saying yes, if you are ready to hold all that comes with it, more client work, more onboarding, more money, more taxes, more demands on your time, more invitations to set and hold boundaries, your invitation is to message me. Log into Facebook, in your email, send me a quick note so I can show you the money you're leaving on the table and how we can apply the demand system to your business to make that money magically appear in your bank account. Thank you so much for watching me. There is so much demand for your work, and I will see you soon.